Buenas noches. Good evening. Thank you. Wow, this is so beautiful. This is a present of Saint Teresa of Lisieux for me to be here. But because I'm a tennis player, we're going to play some tennis today. Is that good? Okay. So maybe tomorrow or in a month or tonight, you're not going to remember anything I'm going to say today. But I want you to remember one single thing. And it's the phrase, run to Jesus. Okay? So when I put my ball up, you're going to say, run to Jesus. Are you ready? Run to Jesus. Can you say with your heart? Run to Jesus. I was born in Costa Rica. It's a beautiful country. I imagine some of them have been there. Pura vida. But now I live in Atlanta. Who's from Atlanta? So I remember my dad teach me to play tennis. And I became number 1 in my country, and number 1 in Central America, and number 280 in the world. I was an athlete of, very successful in tennis in all Central America. After that, I met a very cute guy. He's French, Français, and his name is Serge. And when I met him, we got introduced to a very scary Catholic topic called natural family planning. So we start to have children. And we have 4 girls, very beautiful girls, Marie, Clarita, Felicity, and Cecilia. Oh, thank you. And my mother and my grandmother always teach me always to run to Jesus in my life. But then I got pregnant with my son, Charles. The first boy was coming. And after he was born, something very difficult happened in my life. A terrible neurological condition attacked on my body and left me paraplegic in a bed. I was all paralyzed, suffering a lot. It took me years to recover. I learned to deal with suffering, and that's when I get inspired to write my book, 40 Gifts of Hope, to help the people dealing with suffering, and that's why I have that ministry, 40 Gifts of Hope. But when I was there, my son Charles, suffering through the years, my son Charles came to me and told me, Mom, are you going to walk one day? I say, I don't know, Charles. You have to ask Jesus. So in our room, we have a cross. And Charles ran to the cross, and he says, hey, Jesus, come on, walk. Like I would say to you, can you give me a glass of water? So then the next day, a group of kids came to him and say, your mom can't walk. She can walk. But Charles, with a faith of a child, he says, my mom is going to walk because I already asked Jesus. Like, I'm waiting for the package, So my body started to come back with the intercession of the Blessed Mother because she's there for us, right? Viva Mary! The Blessed Mother is there to help us all the time. So my body started to come back, but from my knee to my feet never came back. And I was a lady in a wheelchair, suffering, not being able to be free. But something beautiful happens when my oldest daughter went to visit Our Lady of Lourdes. It was in July of 2018 when a lady stopped me in the supermarket and she told me about the devices I'm wearing on my legs right now. So I went to get these devices in Seattle, and it was a miracle because all the doctors told me, you're never going to walk. So I went there and learned how to walk, and I came back home. And my son Charles was at the door waiting for me. He was 3.5. And he says, Mom, I want to see you walking. So he saw me walking. Mom, can you walk from there to there? Can you hold my hand and walk with me? So do you know what that boy did after he saw his mom walking? You know what he did? He ran back to that cross and he says, "Thank you, Jesus." Today I want you to take that message and run to Jesus. Run to Jesus when you feel anxious. Run to Jesus in adoration, in the Eucharist. Run to Jesus when you need healing. Run to Jesus when you feel hurt. But now, I have a surprise for you. Charles! Coja la ola. Charles, pon el micrófono. Do you have something to say?
When it seems impossible.
Thank you. Thank you.